Hey everybody, wake up. This is Wake Up with Mark Joyner, episode number 46. Today I'm going to teach you how a crazy dog taught me to be a better salesman. Alright, so I moved into this place with some roommates for the first time in decades. I have not had roommates. It's been very, very long, I got to tell you. I've lived with wives. I've lived with family. I have not had roommates in a really long time because, frankly, I like to be kind of a solitary guy, and I like to have control of my environment as much as I can. And coming into this environment, everything's wonderful. These guys are great. This place is great. I mean, I'm in nature. It's just this massive place. It's so big that we can barely run into each other if we all stick to our own business. So I can kind of be solitary and focus on my work. That's a cool thing. But there was one problem, man. They had this dog, this just dirty, wild dog living in this house, right? And they call him Maba. Now it's Thai for crazy dog. And I'm like, all right, well, you got to put up with something. Nothing's going to be a perfect situation. I love hanging out with these guys so much, and they're great entrepreneurs, and we just have such great synergy. And we got a lot of things planned, and plus I've got, the great Thomas Engbert's coming out here training me, and all these, world-class athletes going to be coming in. We've got a wonderful thing. You guys are going to see something miraculous happen when we start documenting this stuff. It's going to be fantastic. So you got to put up with a little something. You got a great situation. You got to put up with a little something. But over time, I started to gain some respect for this dog, and now I have a point where I have affection for this dog. I got to tell you, here's one of the reasons why I don't like dogs. I don't want to have the dirty dog running outside, covered in goodness knows what, coming and trying to lick my face and all that. And oh man, I just don't like it. Never liked it. But now, when I see this dog, I'll let him lick my face. I never thought that would have happened. I'm not super tolerant of it yet, but I'll let him do it. I'll let him get away with it. And I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you how it's making me a better salesman. All right, now first thing is, dogs are authentic, all right? Authenticity definitely will help you sell better. There is no question about it. If you are inauthentic, people will not buy. But is it enough? Is it enough? I could go out into the woods here, find a lot of king cobras. They're authentic. Do I want what they're selling? Definitely not. Chances of surviving a king cobra bite are not too high. You got to be really, really calm. Here's the trick, by the way, as I understand it. If I go into a new environment, I like to understand what kind of threats there are. I will do a tactical assessment of the area, and I will find out what kind of insects, animals are dangerous. These are useful things to know anywhere you are. And I don't have full understanding of this stuff yet, and I would like to get deeper into the survival. But as I understand it, a king cobra, if he bites you, you got to stay really calm, and you got to get to a place that has anti-venom. Might be a good idea to stock anti-venom in the house in the very unlikely event it were to happen, that you were to be bit by a king cobra. Now, my point here is would I buy from a king cobra? I don't want what a king cobra is selling. Okay, obviously, I don't want that. So okay, he's authentic. That's going to help, but obviously that's not the whole picture. Well, what else is he? Now, Maba is a loving dog. He is a loving dog. He really is, man. I tell you what. But he's a little bit needy, right? So now being loving and grateful for your clients is going to boost your sales. But is it enough? Is it enough? With Maba in the beginning, it was a little much. It's like, come on, man, just settle down. You got to, why are you so needy, right? Just being needy is not enough. I mean, you see what I'm getting at? You can be loving, but if you're loving in a needy way, it's a little bit repellent. So that's not enough. That's not enough. It might help. It's going to definitely, being loving and grateful of the people around you is going to help you sell more, but clearly not enough. Clearly not enough, right? I mean, I could imagine if you were to find a very, very, loving, grateful salesman who's desperate, you're definitely not going to want to buy from this guy, right? So as I start to learn more and more about Maba, And he becomes a better salesman to me over time until he's at a point where he is now, where he is selling me on me being affectionate to him, which I have not been like that with dogs. So here's the next step that happened. One day I was out the whole day, and I came back, and Maba said, he's normally sees me around all the time because I'm normally, focused, doing work. I'll do my routine, get work done. One of the reasons why I like to be here is I have everything I need. I don't have to go waste time traveling. But it was a Saturday, and I let myself do some shopping and have some relaxing, and hung out with some friends. And then when I came back late that Saturday night, Maba was just really, really, really desperate to see me. He was just like crying. He was so happy to see me, and it made me realize something about him. I said, man, I get it now. This dog was abused. And I confirmed this later on, right? So when they got this dog had already been about 6 years old, I think. This is not, they didn't get him as a baby, and raise him as a domestic animal. I think this guy has been out on the street and has seen some rough stuff. And that really endeared me to him. So, all right, so if you're authentic and you're super grateful and loving, and people understand where that emotion is coming from, maybe you have a flaw and they understand why that flaw is there. Man, now, I really started to feel some affection for this guy. Now, I wouldn't have bought from Maba yet, but I have a parental sort of reaction that I have for him, right? But that's a very different thing. I want to be his parent. I don't want to buy from him. Now, the next thing I observed about Maba got him really, really close to a point where I would buy, right? So I had been seeing this, but it never really clicked in. This dog is always on the lookout. So there's about 3 levels, and this is a pretty massive place. You guys can't tell from this video here, but there's like 4 levels in here, and it's huge. But now Maba will get into the higher points of vantage. He is an intelligent tactician. I would have liked to have him on a team if we were in the military together, because he is smart. He's looking around, he's going up and down the levels, and he is always on the lookout. When there is a threat outside, someone new comes in that is not familiar, he will let you know. He will let you know. And he's even chased off threats. I don't even know what was out there. He's got a little compadre that runs in, this female dog. He's gelded, so it's not his girlfriend, but they hang out, these two. And when there was some threat out there, who knows? It might have been a snake out on the road or whatever. They ran out and barked and scared this thing away, whatever it was. They knew that thing had no business in the house, and they wanted to protect us. And I thought, man, wow, now I see this dog in a whole new light. So this guy went through whatever he went through. This guy has obviously had a rough life, but he still has the capacity to be loving and generous, right? And he still is tough. He's still tough. He's willing to get up and defend this house. Now my level of respect for this animal is way higher. Now let me give you some contrast here. Compare David Goggins and Jocko Willink, right? Jocko Willink, I respect that guy, right? And I will listen to that guy, right? But I would be way more likely to buy something from David Goggins. Now, if you don't know who these two guys are, they're both 2 Navy SEALs who are telling their stories and teaching people the things that they taught. Now, Jocko's perspective is that he teaches people. He's sort of like, I was the commander, and here are all the great things I learned as a commander, and he just projects toughness. Now, I hugely respect the guy, and I will continue to listen to him. But I'm way more endeared to David Goggins. Why? David Goggins is a super badass who's accomplished a lot of stuff, but he is also super vulnerable about how he had a very, very rough life and how he overcame those things. And he's willing to show me how he overcame it. Now, Jocko, I will listen to, but there's always this part of my mind like, man, I don't know if I will ever be as tough as that dude, right? I'm working on myself constantly, wanting to get myself tougher and tougher, even at my age. I don't allow myself to think, well, I'm going to get older and get weaker. No, man. If I see that image of a guy like Jocko, guys like David, and I want to be stronger like them. I wanted to defy aging. And we are at an era where perhaps that technology is there, people. So don't limit yourself like that. Think to the future that you can make yourself younger. And clearly, You should do all of the things that you know that you can, unless you're happy dying early and getting weak early. I am not. Okay? But here's the thing. I will listen to David Goggins more. I am way more endeared to him because he allows me to identify with his transformation, right? Jocko, he's just like, you kind of get this image that he popped out of the womb, M16, M4 in hand, whatever it was, just ready to fight. He rolled out a BJJ black belt. I don't see the transformation that he went through. But with David, man, he tells you this story in the book Can't Hurt Me that, I've listened to the audiobook of it probably about 4 or 5 times now, and I'll probably listen to it several times more. It is inspiring. I identify with that transformation. Now, I want to contrast this with something that I saw recently. So I met a woman recently who has allegedly has some technique that she can teach on a topic about which I am very curious. And she taught me about this, and she even said, "Well, hey, let's do a trade. I'll teach you this, and you teach me a little bit about marketing." She's, anybody who does that with me is always getting the better end of the deal because I'm always charged. My rates are a lot higher than theirs. I guarantee you, right? But I'm willing to do trades like that, especially if it's some rarefied knowledge. But the woman would not really teach me what she knew, and she was acting kind of manipulative and a little crazy, frankly, right? She was like attention-seeking, and she's playing games. And it's like, okay, if you got this thing to teach me, teach me. Let's go. You want to do a deal where you teach me this and I'll teach you that? All right, let's do business. But I did not trust her. Okay, so the one thing Mabot doesn't have, all right, is he doesn't have much to teach me except that, I can learn from him. I can learn from his behaviors. I can learn just observing him that, wow, man, here's somebody who went through a transformation. I will continue to observe Mabot, and I will continue to respect and love that dog, right? This woman, she had something that she could teach me, but what she did not have was she did not have authenticity. She did not have genuine compassion for her student. See where I'm getting at? So authenticity helps. Genuine concern for your customer helps. The capacity to love your customer, empathy for your customer, those things help. Showing people that you were able to transform, all of this helps, right? But without something to teach, now, that's not enough, all right? You might have a great friend, but you're not going to have a sales relationship going on there. Now, add something to teach. And here we go. We got, David Goggins and then Jocko Willink. If Jocko has something to teach, I'm still going to listen, but I'm way more likely to buy from David because he showed me his transformation. Okay, but the ability to show me that you have something to teach is not enough if you don't have all of those other things aligned. Okay, in fact, it's repellent. I got to a point with this woman where I was like, you know what? I don't even care what you have to sell at this point. I'm unwilling to play your game. Nothing is worth playing your game because clearly you're playing a game. And that also makes me question whether or not the integrity of what you are going to teach me is going to be of value. Okay, and I think if you guys listen to this again, you might want to listen to this a couple times, because if you really get what I'm telling you in this video, you will be a far, far better salesman. I guarantee it. All right, you guys, that is it for today, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. You have a beautiful day. I know I am.